4 people were killed and another 4 were wounded in the Luhansk region during the past day. 29 times the Russian army hit civilian houses. They shelled with aviation, multiple rocket launchers, artillery and mortars.
The enemy continues to break through from the direction of Rubizhne and Popasna and starts the offensive in the direction of Orykhove. 99% of the attacks in Lysychansk are targeted mainly at residential quarters, neighborhoods, houses, markets and stores.
The day before, the enemy fired at one of the 2 hospitals operating in the region with Grad multiple launch rocket systems in Severodonetsk. At the time of the shelling, there were patients and doctors inside. The medics were wounded. They were hit by shrapnel. 1 civilian was killed. The hospital continues to work despite the destruction of certain floors. As a result of Russian occupiers shelling, a resident of Mariupol in the Donetsk region was killed. Another 8 people were wounded. The day before, phosphorus shells had been fired at Avdiivka. Fires broke out in the center of the town. Next, there was an airstrike that hit a multi-story building. There were casualties. Mariupol is under continuous shelling. There are still many residents in the city. The Ukrainian defenders continue to hold back the assault of the Russian invaders.
The enemy continues its offensive in the eastern operational zone with the purpose of taking full control over the territory of Donetsk and Luhansk regions and gaining a land corridor with the temporarily occupied Crimea. The Russian occupiers are using heavy firepower in almost all directions. The highest activity is noted in the Slobozhanщina and the Donetsk directions.
Kharkiv was under almost constant occupiers' fire on Wednesday. Civilian areas were shelled with artillery, mortars and multiple rocket launchers.
As a result of enemy shelling in Kharkiv, unfortunately 1 person was killed and 3 civilians were wounded, 2 of them in serious condition. 3 people, including 14-year-old child, were wounded as a result of the shelling of the Chuhuiv district.
The Russian army hit the bridge over the Dniester estuary in the Odesa region using missiles for the 2nd time yesterday morning, and Ukrainian Air Defense Forces downed a Russian reconnaissance drone over the sea in Odesa.
The defense forces continue to carry out combat tasks to protect and defend Odesa and the Odesa region. In particular, protection of the state border with so-called Transnistria were strengthened, where Russian provocations are taking place in order to create a source of tensions for Odesa and the Odesa region. In the Black Sea, the enemy is regrouping its forces and means and continues blocking civilian navigation. Within a day in Kherson and Mykolaiv regions, the enemy attempted to improve the tactical situation in the direction of Mykolaiv, with no success. Our units, supported by artillery, repulsed the enemy attack near Novokhrikhovka and other 2 attacks near Alexandrivka. Effective combat operations disrupted the enemy's preparations to attack in the direction of Mykolaivka. Air defense units near Novovorontsovka had destroyed another Orlan 10.
The night in temporarily occupied Kherson was not quiet and explosions were heard. And the day before, the residents of Kherson, despite the threat to their lives, once again took to the streets against the occupation to prove once again Kherson is Ukraine. Reported by Marina Stepanenko, Mariana Dmitrenko, UATV News.